Okay, today we are going to talk about cell phone boosters, or more specifically, how to make your cell phone work in a rural area as good as you can get it. Okay, so let's start with a car booster. So you have a little teeny antenna that you just stick on the roof. It's magnetic, so it just sticks on there. And you can route the cable however you can best do it. You just plug it into the cigarette lighter. Is that still a thing, or is it an auxiliary port? I don't know, whatever you want to call it. There used to be a cigarette lighter there. It was pretty cool back in the day. You could really burn yourself. But anyway, here is the inside part. And the trick with this one is your phone has to be sitting in it. And it's so touchy that I have to take it out of the case and set it like that for it to work. And it does make a difference. It has saved me a bunch of times. It'll take you from being unable to make a phone call to being able to make a phone call if you don't touch anything. I guess I should start with the fact that we live in rural Ontario and we're between 3 towers and we're out of range of all of them. Here you're at half a bar if you're lucky. And so anyway, that has helped me in my job because I drove all over the country doing internet installations, which I still do. Okay, moving on. So this is a house unit. This is a small one. So that is the inside part. You just stick the little antenna on there. And this goes inside. Then you have your, looks to be about 25 or 30 feet of cable here, not much. So you screw it into there, and then you go outside with it. And this is called the Yagi antenna. You're going to use one of these. Make sure you install it right. So you're supposed to figure out where the tower is. Let's say the tower's over there. So you have to make sure it is upright like this and pointed at the tower. Not like this, and certainly, and I have seen this, not like that. I don't know what they thought they were going to get up there, but it did not work very well. With a unit like this, you're going to have to be, I don't know, maybe in the same room as it. It comes down to how much money you spend on the booster is how more powerful it is. They can do a whole house if it's not too big. And the other thing too, if you have a directional inside part, not like this antenna, if you have there's like a box and let's say it was aimed this way, you'd want it to do that because if the antenna is aimed that way, you want them aimed away from each other, because if you have it so the inside part is aimed at the antenna, they're gonna have a problem. It should be in the instructions, but that's just kind of a quick overview of how that works. This is another version of, a smaller version of the same thing. This one's probably a $400 unit. This one's probably a $300 unit. My friend gave me this. Here's the inside part, and here's the power supply part. And they forgot to give me the antenna and the wire that goes with it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So that's the basics of your cell phone boosters. Hardly ever install them because, well, I guess that just fell. Anyway, so hardly ever install them because of the internet. So what you're going to do, if you have internet, you're just going to forget all about this. My phone. It's a good thing I took the case off of it before I dropped it on the floor. Let me just put that back in there. All right, so getting back to it, if you have internet, you do not need any of this unless your phone is old and incapable of Wi-Fi calling. So Wi-Fi calling is built into your phones, supposed to be. If you don't know where it is or how to turn it on, contact your service provider. It's usually in the settings, in the cellular part. So you just turn it on. And then when you do it the first time, it's going to ask you to put in your 911 address because you have to, it's all about if you need emergency services or whatever. So like I said, if that doesn't work, I just had a customer do this the other day and she had to call her provider because it wasn't allowed until they turned it on. And now she can use her phone perfectly fine from the cottage. Okay, so what to expect in rural internet land. If you have Starlink, no problem. If you're on a tower, like there's an LTE box, a white box on your house or whatever aimed at a tower, that's fine. It should be pretty quick and responsive. If you're stuck using old satellite technology, in Canada this would be Explore. In the US it would be HughesNet or Viasat. These are what your modems look like. These are the Canadian versions, but the US version should look exactly the same. If you're on Viasat 2, this one's pretty responsive because the satellite runs at 400 microseconds of reaction time, a ping rate if you want to get technical with it. So it works pretty good. If you're on Viasat 1, there's also a more modern version of this with a blue light on the side. It works quite well, but there's a delay to it. So you end up talking over people, but it's better than fighting with a cell phone booster. If you have one of these, HT 2000, HT 3000, if you're on Jupiter 3, so this is for your Jupiter 1, Jupiter 2, Jupiter 3 satellites, the delay is there and it doesn't work very well. It's better than nothing. I've had technicians admit to me, because I'm a installer, I've had them admit that the Jupiter technology is not very compatible with phones. So it's pretty crappy on Jupiter, but if you have Viasat 2 and Viasat 1 is pretty tolerable. But if you got Starlink, you don't even need to have a home phone. You just use your cell phone for everything. By way of comparison here, like I said, with Viasat 2 is 400 microseconds of latency because the satellites are 35,000 kilometers away. And if you're one of those people that doesn't believe that, then certainly put that in the comments. This one, basically all the other satellites except for Viasat 2 are 600 microseconds. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but just take it from me, like even 400 microseconds sounds like a lot, but I've used the phone on Viasat 2 and it's pretty tolerable. So yeah, the Wi-Fi calling has changed everything. The only place I ever install cell boosters is at hunt camps that don't have internet. And then they only use them for deer hunting like a couple weeks out of the year. But anyway, if you can, get the Wi-Fi calling and get rid of that crap. All right, so there you have it. That's basically everything that I know about cellular, and hopefully this helps you make a decision. I would definitely try to avoid buying a $600 or $700, cell phone booster if at all possible. And they do not improve it that much. It's very disappointing how much extra you get out of them. Much extra, is that a thing? All right, so that's all I got. So thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe, and leave us a comment. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day.